Okay guys, so you've turned in your ice cream lab and had a lot of graded work passed back to you. We're going to take a few minutes to review the process for organizing your notebook, and you'll have some time to do that in just a bit, but let me first show you the assignment that you'll be working on today that's due by the end of the period. You'll be reading the Chemistry Serving Society article called A Solution for Kidney Failure on page 526 in your textbook. It talks about how kidneys filter certain chemicals from your blood and how nephrology nurses use a process called dialysis to treat patients whose kidneys are failing. After you complete the reading, you'll have a worksheet where you'll need to complete a calculation for the concentration of one of those toxins called urea that builds up in the bloodstream, and write an ABC paragraph explaining why a knowledge of concentration is an important concept for nephrology nurses as they treat their patients. So this is due before you leave today, so make sure you don't spend too much time organizing your notebook that you don't save enough time to get this done as well. Moving on though to the notebooks, we're going to look at your syllabus here. Same as always, this should be the first thing that I find when I open up your notebooks as you turn in notebooks on Tuesday. Our test on chapters 16, 17, and 18 will be on Tuesday, and you'll hand in your notebooks. And the first thing after the syllabus here should be all of your notes. So we're going to look real quickly at all the different notes that you should find. And all of these notes are linked here as handouts on our Weebly page, and there are presentations that go with just about all of them. So again, here are all of your notes. We started with chapter 16 by reviewing electron configurations and drawing Lewis dot structures. And once we had built models for molecules, we looked at polar bonds and if molecules themselves would be polar. In chapter 17, we moved on to one of those molecules, water, which is extremely polar and very important in determining a lot of the properties of water. And then in chapter 18, we began to talk about solutions, a lot of definitions about solutions, and then started talking about solubility, solids dissolving or gases dissolving in water. Section 18.2 talked about a particular type of concentration, molarity, as well as just general terms, dilute and concentrated. And then section 18.3 and 18.4, we began to look at some of the properties of solutions. Because of their concentration, certain properties would be affected differently, and one of those most important ones was freezing point depression. So that's pretty much it on the notes. Those should all be there, and use those to help you study. Then in the quiz section, there are two quizzes, one on water and its properties, one on solubility, concentration, and colligative properties. Okay. There's a total of 20 points possible here, so you should be recording your scores. In the homework section, there's a number of different assignments. Now, one of the assignments that's not listed on the syllabus but is graded and is in Aries is this PhET simulation on concentration. You don't need to worry about adding that to the syllabus, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that you should find that as a part of the assignments that have been passed back to you. But things that are on the syllabus that you can record scores for, there's a worksheet on Lewis dot structures, VSEPR shapes, and polar molecules. There's a World of Chemistry water video. There's also some video notes on solutions, ionic and molecular. There's the 60 minutes MTBE video that you took notes and did a research and writing assignment on. There is a worksheet on solubility and concentration. I did some as an example for you, and then you completed others. And also the crossword on water and solutions. So in that homework section, all of those things that we just looked at, as well as your chapter 16 and 17 book homework and your chapter 18 book homework, there are a total of 80 points available here. And then finally in the lab section, since you handed in the ice cream lab here today, that won't be part of the totaled account, but the 2 labs that you do have back to you are the chromatography whodunit lab and the freezing point depression lab from the end of last week and beginning of this week. So in this section there should be 20 points. Don't worry about a score here for the ice cream lab. So 20 points in the quizzes, 80 points in the homework, and 20 points here in the labs takes your point total to 120 points. You record the number of points that you got total, divide by the total points, and calculate your percent. Make sure that you sign it and parent signs it. Turn that notebook in by Tuesday. Thanks guys, have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday.